Hello, my name is Doug Pickar. My wife and I are the sellers of brainjuiceteas.com. I just have a brief video to kind of explain some of the listing aspects. If there is any confusion, I just wanted to touch on a couple of points. We'll start out with the key highlights. We sell on 3 platforms. We sell on Amazon, which also includes Handmade, which is kind of their competition for Etsy. Merch by Amazon, which I'll explain here in just a second, our website, and Etsy. So the sale would include our Amazon selling account, the Merch by Amazon account, Handmade by Amazon, Etsy, and our website, brainjuiceteas.com. You can kind of read and see what it includes. It's all of our creative assets, the Brain Juice trademark. Our inventory has kind of a general breakdown of the value and what is included with that, as well as the equipment. Those are valued at, with depreciation, around $7,000. That's included in the sale price. The equipment includes a direct-to-garment printer, a vinyl cutter, a heat press, and then spare replacement parts and inks and vinyl that come along with it so that you can hit the ground running. One thing I did want to note was the wholesale accounts, two wholesale accounts, Gerber and our t-shirt wholesaler. Those are specifically tied to us and our state reseller tax certificates. So a buyer would need to set up their own accounts. There's nothing special about that. You just need a resale certificate and an email, and I believe like a way to show that you're actually in business, so a website, an Etsy page, etc. So our operations, we have multiple revenue streams. We have Amazon, Merch by Amazon, Etsy, and our website. Before I had mentioned Handmade by Amazon, but that all ties in with the Amazon, the Seller Central. Merch by Amazon, I did want to mention. So if you're not familiar with that, what that is it's a hands-off passive income way to sell t-shirts and other accessories. So you upload a design to Merch by Amazon. They print and ship Prime and handle all returns and any customer inquiries. And you are given a royalty based on the price that you set. You can see what we've made down there in the financials. We sell in multiple marketplaces within Merch by Amazon. I believe it's the US, UK, Spain, France, and Germany. So if you're not familiar, I believe somewhere in the listing right here, you can read more about that. It explains it in greater detail. That's an older account that we have. So we have a higher tier. You're given a certain amount of tiers or a certain amount of items that you're allowed to sell. And we have an older account, so we've been tiered up to the second highest, which is 500 items. We barely use it. We barely add designs. So, I mean, that's one of the huge opportunities is for content creators and artists. It's perfect to upload designs and then just let Amazon basically make you money without ever having to touch anything. So back to opportunities, creating more relevant designs is kind of the key thing. We've noticed a lot of our competitors, they just put up a lot of really good designs and their sales are very huge. We just are not able to handle a large amount of sales. So we've kind of intentionally plateaued ourselves. Our website is also another great opportunity. 1% of our sales come from our website. We don't do any kind of marketing. It just kind of sits there, but we do get sales. At the bottom, you can see here we own the Brain Juice trademark, which is for adult and baby clothing. So there's always the potential for licensing or kind of doing whatever you want with that trademark. The rest of this you can kind of see. You can read by yourself. You'll see in our financials, 33% of our sales come from Amazon, 66% from Etsy. The Merch by Amazon channel is less than 1%, and then our website is approximately 1%. It does come with post-sale training. As stated before, our equipment and inventory is included in the sale. We get this question a lot. Where do you get your designs from, and how do you know what you can sell? So we create the majority of our designs. If we're not really wanting to put in the time, there are websites that sell designs for cheap. So we'll buy those, and then we own the intellectual property to that once we paid for it, or the license, excuse me. So what we know we can sell is basically we search USPTO, the Patent and Trademark Office.gov, and we stay away from anything, any words or phrases that are trademarked. There's also a copyright website that will you can Google and find, because some people will copyright their designs as well. But if I have any questions, I send certain things to my attorney that we have on retainer. But he said, his quote to me was, "You can sample a smaller part of a larger body of work when it comes to making designs." So generally, if it's like a reference to something and it doesn't infringe on a trademark, you're good. The majority of what we sell is kind of cutesy, I guess you could call it. Things that don't come nowhere near infringing on any trademarks. So if we do make something that references a TV show, we just make sure not to use a trademark, which we'll look up on USPTO.gov. And then here we have our revenue and profit. You can download the profit and loss statement, and then we have a verified Amazon. But you can see right here, this number is actually off by about 400 orders. So any potential buyers, I can send you actual numbers from Amazon. This is pretty close, but it's a little bit off. And then regarding financials, I also, if you download the profit and loss here, I just wanted to bring up a couple of points. So we have a net profit of a little more than $150,000 for the past 12 months. But here in March, you'll see our cost of goods is quite a bit higher than other months. And that's because we paid $3,400 for a direct-to-garment printer, which is a one-time fee. And then in February, March, April, and May, we paid a social media manager $300 a month. We discontinued that service because we didn't see any results. But that is about $4,500, $4,600 in costs that are one time that will never be added back in the business. So, I mean, had we not had these costs, we'd be closer to about 155, 156,000. But yeah, this is, if you want to take a look at profit and loss, this breaks it down pretty well. And then this is our website traffic data, which it doesn't get a ton of website or sales. Like I said, it's 1% of our overall sales. So that concludes the presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I didn't mention that I'm into a new career field, which is very time consuming. So if you leave any questions or comments, it might take me until the evening or the weekends to get to them. But I'll try to respond to them as fast as I can. So thanks for listening. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll answer as fast as I can.